Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. It is that time again. This past week, Chanel had their 2025 Métiers D'art show in Hangzhou, China. It was an amazing show. Before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about the intro to the runway show, which was different this year, and I thought it was really good. So this year they had a host, they had Loic Priant and someone else whose name I forget, and they were kind of explaining about what the Métiers D'art show is. So if you don't know, this is a, tradition that was started by Karl Lagerfeld, where each of the métiers or producers that work with Chanel kind of get to feature their work a little bit more within the runway show. So there are 12 métiers within, I don't know what it's called, Les 19M, which is a workshop in Paris. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I don't speak French. I'm just going off the information I have, the best thing that I know. There are 12 different métiers in there. Lesage, who does tweed, Montex, a bunch of different Goossens, who do jewelry, I can't remember the one that does the buttons, the shoes, and they each kind of have their special area of expertise. These are like true artisans workshops that specialize in like these very, it's almost like couture adjacent techniques. I mean, they are a part of the couture shows as well, but Métiers D'art, like the price points kind of like approach couture. There was one from the Dakar show a couple years ago, a sweater that I asked my fashion advisor the price of, and it was $40,000 sweater. Like, all right, any sweater at Chanel is like an insane, like out of this world price. But 40,000, I was like, whoa, like taken aback, like wild. But it's because it's truly like would be one of a kind almost art. So yeah, it's not very accessible, but it's like very beautifully stunning. So the location of this show was inspired by some works of art that Coco Chanel had in her apartment. They're called a Coromandel, which is like these large wood painted panels from I think like the Ming Dynasty in China that they show like different flowers, birds, but then there was this specific one that the show is based off of that showed the lake at Hangzhou. And I'm like, also apologies for my pronunciation of anything in this, but this is just the background. So it's these beautiful coromandels that show like the boats and the rivers and the architecture and lots of flowers. This is where Chanel got her inspiration for like camellia flowers and birds and a lot of the motifs and codes of Chanel that we see today. So that's kind of like the background inspiration. They built a beautiful runway on top of the water and hosted it at night. And so everything was kind of like glistening and glittering and just, it was like, it was hard to see the details, but then someone would turn and you would see like a flash of light and a bit more detail. It was a very beautiful, very poetically done. And I think also very like pulled back. So there's been like within Chanel or even within Karl Lagerfeld's work, one of the things that he played with a lot was like the duality or tension between like East and West and how those different fashions and styles interplay. And I think that they did a really tasteful job of incorporating some themes without being like, I don't know, tropey or costumey or like just, it was very tastefully done, I felt, and like very wearable for lots of people. While it was still, I feel like, honoring the place, honoring the artisans, like honoring the culture and the inspiration. Like I think it was really well balanced. And so the hosts of the show, they gave all of that background, and I think it is an important backdrop to have as you look in particular at the Métiers D'art collection each year. So the code for Métiers D'art is A, and so this kind of, it's sort of a pre-fall. It comes in between spring, summer, and fall, winter. So the next runway will be K, which is fall, winter. Like, so this is a jacket from K, for example. We just saw the spring, summer show, which was the birds in a cage. I'm a bird, you're a bird, we're all birds. And honestly, with spring, summer, I ordered one piece and one bag. You know, and I wanted to be more inspired, but I just wasn't. For A, I feel like I'm in trouble. I haven't gotten pricing on anything yet. I think it's coming next week. But yes, so with all of that as like the very large preamble, let's get into dissecting the look. So I'm gonna try, the last time I did a screen recording, it kind of failed halfway through. So I hope this doesn't happen again, because it can be very hard to kind of time the pictures if so, but we will give it a go. Okay, so I'm gonna start the recording in 3, 2, 1. All right, the first look was this stunningly gorgeous floor length coat. You can see on the collar, this is like completely hand done embroidery of like flowers and maybe birds too. But you can see the backdrop of the water and the way that it was lit. Like, it was dark, but there were spotlights, and so it was very glittering and beautiful. And I just feel like these rich colors really, it was really good. What a strong start. The boots even are like probably out of control expensive. The next look, I believe this is Lesage. I don't know, I'm probably gonna get it wrong, but you can see the trim, the floral detail trim of this jacket. That is all hand stitched. So this would be like very pricey, but it's a very stunning. I think the texture of the coat, along with the like mandarin collar, high collar, kind of like I have here. It's like very clean, but beautiful. And just like the way it's stunning with the colors of the backdrop. Like, you can see the greens and the blues and the purples. It's just, I am really in love with this collection. I was very impressed. So here we have, I think, is it a long trench coat? No, it's a it's a long trench coat. The trench coat is almost giving the effect of a palazzo pant, which is another one of the, there's like 5 key wardrobe pieces in the Chanel world. It's like a palazzo pant, a tweed jacket, a little black dress. I can't remember everything, but hopefully you get the idea. Yeah, really stunningly beautiful. This, I believe, is leather and completely hand stitched and hand embroidered. And there's a million bags, a lot of bag charms as bags, which I think is quite cute. And then a lot of costume jewelry. Again, this is like, these are all what I like to call the price upon request specials. So this one has the beaded embroidered pockets, which I think it might be Le Marie. It might be Le Marie, I believe, that does the sequining, like, so the sleeves, the pockets, the shoulders are all completely hand done. Beautiful, you know, and this also kind of reminds me of the coat that I got from the Manchester collection this last year, like same sort of rich colors. It's one of the reasons why I like investing in Chanel clothing. I feel like it is not so trendy, or a lot of the pieces aren't so trendy that you can't wear it year to year. Like, there are elements from this jacket that would go with pieces in this next collection, previous pieces, like you could kind of mix and match, incorporate things in. It's just really beautiful. All right, another leather floor length coat. Just the way that it kind of like embodies almost the reflection of the dark water is really beautiful, very stunning. Again, the embroidery on this sweater and t-shirt are all hand done, and a very cute little butterfly belt. I think it's really cute. So far, I think all of these are like cost prohibitive to the average, not average, to the average even Chanel buyer, perhaps, depending. So just art made to be enjoyed. Okay, this is so stunning. It is like a million little sewn on sequins, I want to say. The front is completely hand done. It is artwork, truly. It is so stunning, so stunningly beautiful. This piece, I think, is so wearable. This is one of the pieces where I'm going to ask for price point. I think it could be okay depending on if the trim is hand done by one of the Metiers or if it is like stock. I think this may be one that is not so out of this world, but it is very hard to tell. Like, I'm zooming into the photos, like it's impossible to tell if this is like hand done black velvet florets or if it is just trim applied. And the difference would be like $10,000. It's so sad. But I think this is like a really just like, I like that it's feminine. This is like balancing like the feminine. It has like the Eastern influences with like the, almost like, what is it called? Like the frog and eye type fasteners. It's buttons, so it's not quite that, but it's like alludes to it. But it also is a little military structured, but very feminine with the mini skirt. So it's like all of these tensions and dualities are what really, I think, make Chanel clothing super beautiful. Really enjoy that. Another mini set. This one I know is also, I want to say this is Le Marie. These roses are like, each rose is composed of like 20 different sequins that have been like bent and curved to look like flower petals. It is art. And I believe that this is a Lesage tweed. So it might be Lesage finishes too. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure this is a Lesage tweed where they have like, you know, they can have 30 or 40 different fibers that are carefully woven to create a very specific pattern. And Lesage, they never repeat a tweed. It's always different. And they have like libraries and libraries and libraries of different tweed samples that they use for inspiration. I think a lot of the designs in this collection we were like pulled from the archives, or inspiration was pulled from the archives. This is like very reminiscent of like Carl and the codes of Coco and just what has been done before. And whereas I felt like S Runway didn't have an editor, I feel like this was very well edited. And I think that was because there's more power handed to the, you know, artisans in the métiers to do that editing, is what I think happened. I mean, I have no idea how it works. Maybe they just found their stride. Maybe they were like a little bit fast and loose before. I'm not sure. This is 100% Lesage tweed. So it's like, you know, 30 different ribbons, fibers, textiles, all sort of woven together to create this like beautiful effect. Like there's pink and orange and green and yellow and brown and black. It's like every color of the rainbow, but it's very subtle. You know, it's not flashy. And then there's like these glittering bodysuits underneath. I think it's a really interesting piece. It would be good for layering in the winter. It's like that good pre-fall. And there's so many stunning handbags. Like I almost can't even get into it. Okay. So we have like a aged shearling cropped jacket. Maybe it's two pieces. Maybe it's one piece. This is the mystery of Chanel Runway. These boots, $200,000 boots done entirely by hand. Like, so it's just pure art. And then this sort of, I think, you know, stretchy sheer. I think this skirt would be more, I don't think it's hand done. I think it's all machine done. Okay. And then another really cute mini set. So this is where this photo versus the top photo, it almost makes me feel like this one will be quite bright in person. One of the things that always kind of gets me about the Chanel runways is the lighting can kind of fool you. And we saw that with the cruise runway, which was Virginie's last runway. But even any indoor runway, you know, under the bright lights, there was a jacket for a K that looked almost pink, but it's bright orange. It's beautiful bright orange, but if you think it's one thing and then it's another thing, it's kind of tricky. So if you think that this is going to be a very subtle sort of subtle tweed set and then you end up with like a bright pink set, you might be disappointed. Okay, this is a really beautiful cropped jacket and long skirt. I think it would be more wearable as separates. Sometimes when things go into production, they get modified from the runway. So this could be, when it actually goes to production, there may be less of a midriff. TBD, you have to ask your fashion advisor about that, but a really beautiful glittering dark blue color. I love this color palette. This jacket is a work of art, is like carpet fiber, and then I think the sweater underneath, you can see, I don't think that's just all fashion jewelry. I think it is like hand applique on the sweater underneath. I think this is one of those $40,000 sweaters. There may be a less expensive other option. Little white suit, very cropped. See, this is like, what is this called? I think it's called like a frog closure. I think it's called a frog closure. So it is, I think this is like stunning kind of homage to the location without being like cheap or costumey. Okay, here we have another one of these jackets and sweaters underneath. This one, I think this sweater is just woven. Oh, no, it is not. Look, you can zoom in and see that it's literally hand beaded on top of the print. But it may be that there is a commercial version that is less expensive. Kind of like the leopard sweater that I got. There was a 40,000 version of that sweater, there was a 12,000 version of that sweater, and then there was a 4,000 version of that sweater. I know, crazy. This is like one of the looks, some people liked this. I actually quite didn't. I thought the sweater was, it just looks like kind of clunky and bulky and I don't know. This was one of the things I didn't like. I like the little fan, but I don't like these chunky knits. I didn't like this one and I didn't like this one. Like the way the pockets stick out, I just don't think it would be very wearable. Like maybe if you are a supermodel, you don't mind like giant chunky pockets on your chest. But if you have more of a chest, the giant chunky pockets is kind of like, I don't know. I'm not into it. This look I loved. I love everything about this look. I think it's a dress underneath like sort of like a jacket top, but TBD, it could be one piece. Kind of, there was a similar construction piece in Cruise that was bright pink that had this sort of like cinch at the waist, but then flare out. I think it's very beautiful. And I like this tiny little SLG bag thing. I think it's darling. Okay. Beautiful blues. This is where they incorporate a little bit more color. Be interesting to see these. I think this is one dress and not a jacket or separate pieces. And I think that because of these pockets here, you can see the hidden pocket. I think it's one dress, which is really beautiful color. I'm also inspired by the model's hair. You notice I wear my hair straight today. Inspiration. This piece, I saw some people didn't like it. I love it, and I'll tell you why. Because of that sweater set that I got from Kay with the long yellow skirt. I feel like this skirt would be equally wearable. Like you could wear it in the winter as the full set, but separately you could wear just the skirt in the spring with like a t-shirt or, you know, like a denim jacket or something else. I think it would be fun to mix and match. I also like these colors. You don't have to wear the scarf and carry the pillow and wear the silky boots. Like I think there's a way to wear this and style this that is like easy mix and match. And then a cardigan, it's like always easy to wear with a bunch of different stuff. So I think I like this piece. I'm gonna look at the price for that. This, once again, I believe is Lesage tweed. Stunning. Like you can see all the different colors in there. Pink, orange, cream, 5 different shades of blue. Really beautiful with this sort of satin camellia pant underneath. Not sure about the pant. I like the fabric though, and we'll see that again later on. Another coat. I believe this is a coat and the other one was a dress, but again, hard to tell. Just based on weight. Again, we have the frog closures and the little pockets. The hood kind of makes it more modern and not completely, you know, sweet or tweed. It gives it a little bit of edge. I like that. This bag has a little pearl heart charm on it, which is quite cute. Cute little SLG. This is a literal work of art. This is very Carl with like the over the top embellishment. This is, I mean, it's so beautiful. I would be wary of how bright this color actually is not under the runway lights. I think the runway lights have a a way of washing things out. I think it's actually probably quite colorful. And it's like, whatever, $70,000. Besides the bag too. The bag's gonna be out of this world. Again, a beautiful lissage, very neutral. One thing that like always gets me about Chanel Runway is I feel like there's something for everyone, every style, every age, every demographic. And I feel like that is not available in a lot of brands, but there's like so many different ways to do Chanel. It's like mini skirt and crop top is Chanel, but also long jacket, long skirt is Chanel. Like very, you know, it covers the whole range. And it's all the same. Like that's one of the things I find really inspiring about these runways. This look I liked a lot. It is like a washed denim sort of vibe. I feel like the vest will be very expensive and hand knit, but the denim like skirt underneath I think could be cute on its own. Same with the denim jacket. Like this is like the kind of piece, my sense is, who knows, but my sense is it wouldn't cost too much. And there's a million different ways you can wear it. And the way that this is kind of already colored and faded, it would be hard to like stain or ruin or show wear with, you know, like I think it would wear very well. So I like pieces like that. Again, this is like a beautiful classic jacket. I think wearing the full look is tough. It almost starts to look like a period piece. But I think as separates, quite wearable, super beautiful. Again, with the finishings, it's very difficult to tell the price points on any of these. For example, this jacket, the tweed, doesn't concern me too much as far as price point, but it's all of the trimmings. Very difficult to tell. But I love these color palettes. This is a beautiful piece. This, I guarantee you, is all hand appliqué. This looks like perhaps Montex or Lemery. These flowers are not costume jewelry. They are attached to the sweater. Stunning. There may be a version of this without the applique, but do you really need that? Do you really want that? Another really cute piece. I don't know if in real life you would need the capri pants under the skirt, under the jacket, but it's a cute look overall. We're carrying 6 bags. Really pretty long tweed dress. Interesting what is going on with this boot. Not sure what's going on there. Okay, this look I really loved. Again, like I said, something for everyone. We have the very formal and then we have this informal. I think this is like very wearable. Again, the jacket with anything. I love a Chanel jean. I'm a sucker for it. It's just so good. This I also thought could be cute. Now it depends because there's this whole sequin underpinning. It's hard to tell if that is a separate top or is it part of this jacket. I don't know. This I also thought was quite cute. Very feminine, very flirty, very fun. I think this one probably isn't too crazy as far as price point. The one thing I'm not sure about is the ruffle collar, but I like the little peplum design. Again, little ruffle collar. This bag, oh my God, this bag is to die for. It's gonna be so expensive. There's another sphere one that's just really pretty. But this like, maybe the silk collar is sold separately. It's possible. It's possible. Very stunning. Again, this is all hand done. Like look at the detail. The flowers, all hand individually sewn. Hours upon hours of work. The CJ is really interesting. And this bag, out of control. More metallics. Looks expensive. This, not the strongest look, a little pajama, but maybe it's like each item separately, not together, is like a little bit more for real life. Now this look, okay, hear me out. Head wrap aside, I think that this sweater on its own is very classic. Like the sweater, the skirt is good on its own. For me personally, here's my favorite girl, Jill. I prefer her skirt, but I prefer the other sweater. So I feel like you can kind of mix and match, and this is very classic and this is going to be very reasonable. And that cute little box bag is adorable. Look at Jill. Never fails. Never fails. Okay, gorgeous gown. Again, very statement. Look at the movement on the water. And just like, how each of these items kind of pulls from the background. It's like really stunning that way. This dress I thought was quite cute, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I think it would be hard to style. Again, just stunning details. I worry about this gold applique though, as far as price. Again, all of the details, so beautiful, hand sewn. Then there were some very rich silks. I feel like, so this is Le Marie, these flowers, these molded flowers. They do the camellia flowers. And then this jacket also has them. And I can't tell actually, is it silk or is it leather? It could be metallic leather, in which case, you know. All right, Amelia, here she is in her silk pajamas. I actually think it's very chic with the palazzo pant. Not colors for me, but I feel like for someone, and I feel like the colors very much do justice to the background. This is like more of a puffer, more sporty spice. Logomania's not over. These little pillow clutches are interesting. I wonder if they'll be popular. They look, I mean, a white silk pillow bag. Can you imagine? No. This look I really liked. Very classic, very wearable. I think it could be good for work. It could be good for travel. It's good as like separates. I want to try a palazzo pant. I really do. I'm into it. I'm into it now. Beautiful. Now this one, I think it's woven, like a hand woven textile art. Like look at all the different, I think it's strips of fabric rewoven together to give that texture. It's beautiful. Some beautiful silk work. The pleats. I don't love these boots. The boots look a little sloppy ploppy. Again, stunning silk work. I love that cute little bag. Cute. More silk work. There's the other star menagerie. I actually really like this leather jacket. I think it would be like that. It's an investment piece, but this forever, you know, buy once, cry once kind of vibe. More stunning flowers by Le Marie. And oh my gosh, what is the name of the glove? I forget the name of the glove maker. There is a separate métier that makes gloves. More hand-done applique. And cute little bow costume jewelry. I love that. This, I think it was Lesage, I want to say. All hand done art. And I like the little flower cuff. Very cute. Very good colors. Another silk pajama, but beware the flower trim. But like really elegant. Oh. Not just the flower trim, the sequin flowers all along the collar. So you lose the things with the, can you imagine wearing costume jewelry over that? I would be so worried, because to me, I'd be like, do not let anything touch this. It is like so fragile. Okay. Oh, and so now we're into the day to night wear. I actually really love the way that this looks. I don't think it's very, I think maybe this skirt would be wearable. The skirt actually reminds me of this season. I think it was 23K, the giant camellia. But I love the minty fresh color. But you have to hope that there's a commercial version, because look at the bottom. All hand done sequins. Yes, same here. Maybe that was a pant and this is a skirt, but still, all of the hand applique at the bottom. Dangerous, 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 but so beautiful. This jacket reminds me of a blanket my grandma used to have on her bed. She had this like giant blue, like this silk down-filled comforter. It was stunning. Okay, a very nice white tweed jacket. Okay, and then if you look, you see the red of the costume jewelry, how it pulls into the red applique of the top or the dress. I'm not sure if it's separates or one piece. Incredible. This jacket, completely hand done. I think this was one of the models that they interviewed for the pre-show. She said there is like 1,000 little hand sewn sequins on this jacket. I also like the necklace. The necklace will be one of those little pillboxes that fits nothing, but it's like super cute. Super cute. Okay, next. This is actually one of the looks I'm going to ask about, even though I'm scared, but I feel like the skirt could be a buy once, cry once, very wearable situation. These boots are all hand sewn sequins, and they're going to be outrageously expensive. And then this stunning dress. This is the bride to end the show. Not really a bride, but pff, I'd wear it. Gorgeous with the camellia flowers, like so stunning. And that is the entire show. I think it was incredible. There's so many looks in here. I mean, there's an amazing combination of art, wearable art. Like some of the art, I'm like, it's not wearable. Some of it is wearable. Like if you have the budget, go for it. And then I think there are going to be some pieces that are like more in the normal vein. And then of course, perhaps commercial versions of some of the things that we saw on the runway with less detailing on it. But overall, I'm very excited for this direction. I thought it was very beautifully feminine, but very wearable. You know, lots of people miss Carl. I can appreciate Carl, but I just feel like for him, it was a little over sexualized, and this was still restrained. And I feel like more with an eye of like women, fashion for women's gaze kind of vibe. But very beautiful, very romantic. And you know, very classically Coco. I think it was like very strong. So I'm going to check out the prices, potentially order based on pricing. There are a couple bags and a bunch of different ready-to-wear looks that I want to check out and just at least get the information and think about and figure out, but very promising. And so I'd love to hear what you thought about this collection. Please leave a comment down below. And then otherwise I will see you in my next video. Okay, thanks. Bye.